Hey guys, it's Kimber with the Pinning Mama. Welcome back to Lesson 6 in Silhouette Bootcamp. We are making our way through the Modify panel. We did Divide last week, which we came up with 5 really great examples with how to use that while you're designing and creating your own projects. This week we're going to talk about the Intersect tool, and the Intersect tool, this is going to be a really short video, probably the shortest so far, because the Intersect tool is pretty simple. It works very similarly to the Crop tool, except for one key difference, and I will show you that real quick. But you're going to use it for a lot of the same kind of things that you're going to use Crop for. And basically, what the Intersect tool is going to do is it's going to take multiple shapes and it's going to crop them away when you intersect them. So when we do the Crop tool, I'm going to select all of these shapes I have set up right here and go to our Modify panel, which is the rectangle with the M right here, and I'm going to pick Crop. And when we do Crop, we see that if you go back to this one, any place where any of the shapes were overlapping, so the rectangle in the circle, the rectangle in the other rectangle, or the circle in the rectangle, or any place that any of them at all are overlapping, it's going to leave when you hit Crop. The difference in the Intersect tool is that it is only going to leave the place where all 3 of these shapes are intersecting. So if we look at this, it should only be, these aren't transparent, but basically this little area right here, because it's the only place where all 3 shapes are intersecting. So we hit Intersect and we see that we are left with just that small thing. Now, one thing I want to point out is the Intersect tool is only really useful when you have 3 or more shapes. If you have only 2 shapes, then the Crop and the Intersect will do the exact same thing. And most of the time we are working with things that are, I think, more useful with the Crop tool, so you might use that quite a bit more. I know I do, but if you do have 3 shapes and you want to intersect them or only subtract the area that all 3 of them are overlapping, then you'll use the Intersect. And if I go back over here, you can kind of see I have the shapes as they were set up, and then what happens when you crop and what happens when you intersect, like we just did. And you can see that that lines up to the places where any of the shapes are overlapping, or just the 3 shapes are overlapping. One of the main things I can see this being really useful for is just if you are, say, creating a layered design and you want to take a piece of that design and make it a different color, kind of like we did right here, you're able to maybe intersect them and create that separate piece that fits perfectly within those shapes. And then you could maybe, if you are layering the vinyl, you could crop it away like we talked in the, or you know, take that away like we talked about in the Divide tool, so you're layering a single layer instead of, you know, 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 or more layers of vinyl. But anyways, that's just a real quick overview of the Intersect tool and kind of comparing it to the Crop, because they are really similar and, you know, really often confused on why you would use one versus the other. And again, just to review, if you have 2 shapes, you crop, or you could have more than 2 shapes, but it's going to leave where 2 or more shapes are overlapping. And if you only want where all of the shapes are overlapping, then you're going to use that Intersect tool. And that's all I have for you today. Make sure and tune in next week, and we'll have a brand new lesson for you. If you are here on YouTube, you can see the whole Silhouette Bootcamp on my blog, which is www.thepinningmama.com. Just search Silhouette in the sidebar and you'll find it, or search Bootcamp. And if you are on the blog, make sure you can subscribe on YouTube or to my email list, and you will get these emailed to you each week or 2 when they come out with a new lesson. Thanks again, and we will see you guys soon. Bye-bye.